Hi everyone, Melissa here. In today's video, I have an awesome success story. I'm going to talk about how to manifest in a time crunch. And if you're really been struggling or spiraling or triggered lately, this video is for you. This is going to help you. I'm going to fill it with some tough love because if you're watching this, you need to hear it. And this is going to help you manifest what you want. Okay, so let's get into it. This client, we've been working together for a little bit, and she has been really focused on one goal, and that one goal is to be able to stay in the country that she's living in. She has a visa that's going to be expiring soon, and you have to get a sponsorship in order to extend the type of visa that she has. So that's been her main focus. Okay, so if you have been trying to apply for something with a government agency or just to manifest anything that has to be done by a certain time in the 3D, this video is for you. You can apply this to absolutely anything, something with exams. It can apply to really any circumstance in your reality, okay? But specifically when there's a time crunch. So this client was really stressing. I mean, big time anxiety, depression, getting triggered, getting worried. Everything in her physical reality was showing her, look what is not true right now. Look what you don't have right now. You don't have your visa. It's running, you're running out of time. You're running out of time. You're not sponsored. You're not going to get your visa extended. You're not going to be able to stay. Like everywhere in her reality was showing her that. People were telling her that because remember, everyone and everything is a projection of you. So that was her dominant story within her. So it just kept projecting back. And it was very hard for her to ignore that and to disregard it and to deny it and to focus on her desired result, which was, I got the sponsorship, my visa is being extended. So she was really in panic mode and time was running out. I mean, I think she has maybe 2 weeks before the deadline or 1 week before the deadline coming up here. So it's really cutting it close. And this is something she's been trying to manifest for a really long time. So the first thing we did was notice where you're at. Where are you at right now? If you are feeling anxious, if you are feeling depressed, if you are feeling worried, if you are triggered, if you are sad, if you are spiraling, you are focusing on a problem. You're focusing on your perceived problem. And what happens when you focus on something? You get more of it in your reality. More of it shows up in your experience. You're going to perceive more of the problem because you're putting all your energy and focus into that. All your attention, all your thoughts, all your assumptions are telling you, you're telling yourself constantly, what I don't want is true. What I don't want is true. What I don't want is true. So really, we really had to break that down. You know, every moment throughout the day when you're feeling a certain way, that's coming from thoughts. What are those thoughts you're thinking about that are making you feel anxious? Well, I'm feeling anxious right now because I'm worried I'm not going to get my sponsorship. I'm not going to get my visa. Okay, that's you focusing on the problem, not living from the end, not focusing on that your solution has arrived, that your solution is here, that what you want is true now. Because remember, there's only now. Right now it's now, right now it's now, right now it's now. So when you are anxious about the future or worried about the past or stressing about the past, remembering the past, you're just recreating that for your now. You're creating that or recreating that same experience for your now, for your now, for your now. So you have to recognize it first and pull yourself out of that. And the way you do that is you start telling a better story. You might start making better assumptions. You start self-soothing in the new story, in your new desired truth. Because remember, you get who you are. You experience who you are. Who are you being? Are you being the person that has what you want? Are you being the person who's stressing out because what you want isn't showing up for you? Are you being the person that's noticing all this evidence that's proving to you that what you don't want is still true? Or are you being the person who's already decided what I want is true and it doesn't matter what's happening out here? That's the big difference. If you're constantly noticing that what you don't want is true, that is you focusing on a perceived problem. That's you focusing on what you don't want. That's you keeping the narrative alive that what I don't want is true right now. What I don't want is true right now. What I don't want is true right now. So first thing we did, notice when that happens. Start to recognize your patterns, your thought patterns. Start to recognize when your feelings are, telling you, hey, I was just thinking about something I don't like because I don't feel good right now. Start to recognize that. Then when you recognize it, that's your opportunity to change it. That's your opportunity to change your now. That's your opportunity to change your story now, to tell yourself what you want is true now. And then now is going to show up differently. Your circumstances in your now are going to show you what your new story is, what you're telling yourself is true. So we really started breaking down that story. And my favorite way to manifest is to have maximum 3 affirmations that embody what I want. And I just repeat those and loop those. And every time I catch myself thinking about what I don't want, nope, this is what's true. This is what's true instead. This is what's true instead. And something that's helpful too is when you are, if you're using affirmations as your go-to method, when you're telling yourself an affirmation for your new story, don't think of it as, I have to tell myself this so that I get what I want, so that what I want manifests. Think of it as, I'm just reminding myself what's true now. I'm reminding myself of my new truth. I'm reminding myself that this is how things are now. This is how this person is now. This is how I am now. This is what's true about my life now. So you're not doing it to get it. You're reminding yourself what is true in your reality now, okay? No matter what the circumstances are showing you. So she had a couple affirmations that she would just loop anytime she caught herself thinking from the perspective that what I don't want is true. I'm panicking, I'm worrying, I don't see the evidence. Nope, that's not what's true anymore. Maybe I thought that was true before. This is what's true instead. And she also started to go a little bit general because she found in her circumstances, it was hard for her to specifically declare what she wanted with conviction and really start to feel that it could be true. So in those cases, I always suggest go general. Start deciding, maybe I can't figure it out right now. Maybe I can't see it right now, but somehow, some way, this is all working out in my favor. I'm getting what I want. What I want is true now. What I want is possible for me now. What I want is happening for me now. And it's happening. It's happening now. It's true now. Everything is going to work out fine. You self-soothe in that general affirmation because your subconscious mind knows what you want. You don't have to specifically say, I want exactly this in your manifestation. You absolutely can. But if that feels triggering, go general. Remind yourself, everything's going to work out exactly how I want it. Everything's going to work out perfectly for everybody involved. I'm getting what I want. What I want is true now. This is what's true now. Doesn't matter how it happens. I don't have to worry about that, but this is what's true. So she started to go general and she would affirm every single time that unwanted old story kept creeping up. Anytime she felt anxious, anytime she felt worried, anytime she noticed the time was running out. And guess what happened? The second she stopped focusing on the problem, solutions all of a sudden started appearing. And sure enough, a solution appeared that equaled her getting a sponsorship, and now her visa is being extended. And that happened super fast, but it only happened after she stopped continually focusing on the problem and that the problem was true and switched her focus, laser focused. I mean, she went for it. This was tough love. This was a door slam. You don't get to tell yourself what you don't want is true anymore, period. There's no other option than what you want is true now. She laser focused in on what I want is true. It's true now. Everything's working out in my favor. I'm getting sponsored. My visa's extended. And boom, all of a sudden, here's this solution that she never saw before, that never presented itself before, that was never visible before, because she was only focused on the problem. You can only experience what you are accepting is true. So she wasn't accepting that the solution was here. She wasn't accepting that the solution was true. She wasn't accepting that her problem had been solved, that what she wanted was true now. And so she couldn't see it yet. But when she pulled herself out of the victim story, out of the problem is truth, the problem is my truth, it just happened so fast, so fast. Less than 24 hours since we talked. We talked when she was spiraling, and then just less than 24 hours later, I got an email telling me that she got her visa extended, got the sponsorship, and her visa is being extended. So everything can happen so fast. It doesn't have to take a long time to get what you want. So if somebody's telling you something has to take a long time, or you have to go through this big purge, or you have to do all this stuff to get what you want, don't accept that as true for you. You make the rules in your reality, and everything changes instantly because your thoughts are instantly, and it's always now. So don't condition your desires and make yourself believe that you have to wait a long time to get something, or that something could take a long time. Start to think about the possibility that I can get what I want, and it can be true now, because it's only ever now, and your thoughts are instant. And the only reason you're not seeing what you want now is because you're continuing to tell yourself that what you want is not true. So my tough love, here it comes. You guys, you can have what you want, but right now you have to stop telling your unwanted story. From this moment on, what you want is true, period. No exceptions. Anytime you catch yourself thinking what I don't want is true, I want you to picture me going, no, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. I'm going to be that annoying little sibling, that annoying friend that just bugs you and bugs you and bugs you. That's me. Every time you catch yourself telling the unwanted story, picture me, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. You got to shake yourself out of that. Abdullah's version of that was slamming the door in Neville's face every time he said, yeah, but I'm in New York. No, you're in Barbados. Door slam. Yeah, but I'm in New York. How am I going to get there? There's no way for me to get there. There's no tickets left on the boat. No, you're in New York, or you're in Barbados. Over and over, Abdullah conveyed that message to Neville with a door slam. So this is my door slam to you. When you start telling yourself what you don't want is true, no. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Start telling yourself what you want is true. I promise you, if you will shift your focus and just tell yourself what I want is true, no matter what. In your mind, there's no other option than what you want is true. You acknowledge what's showing up out here, and you deny it, you reject it, you renounce it, you decree it in your mind instead. You command it in your mind instead. This is what's true, and it's true now. This is my reality. I always get what I want. Everything always works out in my favor, and this is what's true, and it's true now. Even if you've had this story that you've been telling yourself for years. I mean, like lots of people have stories about money that they've just grown up with, or health, or relationships. Those don't have to stay with you. Those don't have to continue to be your experience in your reality. They don't have to continue to be your truth, but it's up to you to cut that habit. It's up to you to break that cycle, to break that habit. And the way you do it is you recognize it when it's happening, and you switch your thoughts. You change your mind, you discipline your mind, and you go to your new story. So that's why I really like having a couple affirmations on hand, memorized. So when I'm feeling like, oh my gosh, what I don't want is true, or maybe I won't get what I want. Nope, that's not what's true. This is what's true instead. And then you have them ready to go for those moments to just repeat in your mind and self-soothe with those. It makes you feel better to start thinking, oh my gosh, what I want is actually true right now. Amazing, amazing. So this is my little pep talk for the week. I'm so excited for this client because she's been so worried and stressed about this. And it happened so fast when she just stopped focusing on the problem and started focusing on that her solution was here now and what she wanted is true now. So you can do it too. There's no circumstance that is immune to this. There's no condition. There's no exception. There's nothing, this is universal law, just like gravity. You just have to get out of your own way. You are the one creating the limitations for yourself by making judgments about things, by assuming that something can't happen for you because of this, or because this person said something, or because this person did something, or because this has never happened for anybody before. So what? Who cares? Doesn't matter. Circumstances don't matter. What matters is what you decide is true, what you tell yourself is true. And with repetition and persistence, you will begin to believe that story. And that's when it starts manifesting. It's the time it takes for your desire to manifest is directly related to how fast can I convince myself of this new truth before I see evidence out here, because the evidence follows, right? The evidence follows your thoughts, your assumptions. An assumption, if persisted in hardens into fact. So you see the evidence after you declare the new truth, after you embody the new state of being, the new story, the new truth. So your job is, for whatever it is you're trying to manifest, your job is notice when you're telling yourself that what you don't want is true and stop it. Okay? And start telling yourself what I want is true and it's true right now. And I promise you, you will get results. And please, when you do, put it in the comments because it helps everyone and it's so fun to read and motivational for everybody on the channel. Okay, I think that's it for this one. I was just super excited to share it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I intend that you had a breakthrough moment and this is your time to start going for it. Go for what you want. You can do it. You can do it. You can have it. You can be it. You can do it. Okay. And if you need help figuring out what stories you're telling yourself or catching yourself in those moments when you are telling yourself what you don't want is true, sometimes it can be tricky to recognize that when you're so immersed in the 3D. That's why we're here. I'm available for one-on-one coaching. I also have some awesome courses. I would love to help you. You can find the link for that in the description of this video. And I will also link to this video, another video about manifesting in a time crunch, personal success story. I'll link it to this one. And I think that's it for this video. So I intend you have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one.